This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Friday. We're glad to have you with us. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Ray Collins. 5th of May, Cinco de Mayo. Rarely it falls on a Friday. Tonight it does, though.
Get your sombreros ready.
Yep, should be a fun weekend for a lot of folks. The weekend forecast sounds perfect. John says one of the best we're going to see in a long time. Right, John?
Yeah, I think that I just made that sound with my, inadvertently made that sound.
I think you started Cinco de Mayo early.
I
don't know what happened
what
there.
Are you
Yeah,
doing over there?
Bizarre. Anyway, yes, I think as we progress through the summer, of course, we get more humid, we get hotter, and I think this weekend might be the nicest weekend we have until summer's over. That's potentially true. We're looking at a few scattered showers moving around now. That's part of the cold front that's going to bring us this delightful weekend weather. Those showers that move through, some of them producing some fairly heavy rain, but they're moving on pretty quickly. So I think in a couple of hours, we're going to be done with all of this. So just shortly after sunrise, all of the lightning is pushed down to the south. No thunderstorms in our future this morning. We'll look for clearing and then some drier air moving in. It will be breezy, however, today. Complete forecast for the weekend coming up in just a few.
Like a new contest. When you hear John Scalzi make a stray noise, call us. And
right.
Anyway, let's check the traffic right now. There's a build-up there on 41. Make that State Road 70, heading toward 301 and 41. Farther south now into Sarasota County. Bee Ridge slowing down there as you head toward 41. South County map showing not much to speak of at 6 o'clock on your Friday morning, the 5th of May.
Topping our news this morning with the bill to repeal and replace Obamacare passing in the Republican-controlled House of Representatives. That bill now moving on to the Senate.
But as Reed Binion tells us, its fate there in a few weeks remains uncertain.
We won, and we're going to finish it off.
President Trump touting the Republican victory on health care in the House of Representatives.
And we had no support from the other party.
Lawmakers on the other side, including Senator Bernie Sanders, quickly slamming the measure.
If the bill passed today in the House became law, thousands of Americans would die.
Sanders also insisting that the bill will not clear its next legislative hurdle.
Let me break the bad news to the president. Mr. President, I'm sorry to disappoint you. This bill, in its current form, is not getting through the Senate.
Whether Sanders is right about that or not, Senate Republicans do have a significant challenge ahead of them in getting a compromise within their own conference. Hoping to use special rules, the GOP needs 51 Senate votes for passage instead of 60. But with only 52 Republicans in the Senate, they can afford very few defections. Several GOP senators have already voiced concerns on things like eliminating pre-existing conditions and the freezing of Medicaid expansion. One thing is all but certain. Any bill that comes to a vote will include changes to the House version, which means that the measure would go to a Senate-House Conference Committee to work out any differences, and ultimately another vote in both chambers. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Healthcare reform will mean different things for different people. For instance, if you're older, you could end up paying 3 times the premium that a younger person with an identical plan is paying. And some people who are currently on Medicaid will not qualify anymore as the plan raises Medicaid eligibility. States would determine whether or not to continue with the rules protecting those with pre-existing conditions. The bill also allocates $8 billion over 5 years to go to states that apply for the waiver to help cover the costs of care for people with pre-existing conditions.
They're still able to get the federal funding, but they're also saying, you know what, if we want to do it our own way, we can file a waiver, and let's say we don't want to deal with it the way the federal government is telling us to do it. Maybe we want to deal with pre-existing conditions in another manner, and that's what this amendment, the MacArthur Amendment, is allowing the states to do.
Other changes that would come with this healthcare reform is that you would no longer be required to have insurance or face a penalty if you do not. Insurance companies must now offer maternal care, prescription coverage, and mental health care as part of their plans. As for our 2 congressmen representing the Suncoast, both Representative Tom Rooney and Representative Vern Buchanan voted in support of the American Health Care Act. And this morning, switching gears a bit, parts of Arkansas and Missouri are being destroyed by deadly flooding.
Yeah, so far at least 9 people have died. Many people are leaving their homes. Streets are flooded, bridges are wiped out. Some are calling this weather a liquid blizzard. People also wonder if this is the new reality for this part of the country.
This is something you don't normally see. I mean, for like years, you know, like 30, 40 years, something like that. And here we are again, 18 months later.
Just scared, nervous. It happened last year. We never expected really that to happen, and now we're seeing it again. Could it come next year and the years after that? You don't know.
Waters are reportedly receding in some hard-hit communities, but the worst is yet to come on the river. The river should crest over the next 2 weeks in St. Louis and also to the south. That same storm system also injured 5 people and damaged or destroyed over a dozen businesses in Georgia. Several power lines were also knocked down, affecting thousands more. Many say they were caught off guard by the storm and stunned by the damage and debris it has since left behind.
Weather is also being blamed for other issues around the country, as a hiker missing in New Hampshire since Tuesday was found alive overnight. Crews combed the area for 3 days trying to find 53-year-old Randy Willett. Willett set out on a 4-day hike but called for help, saying he was off the trail and he was lost back on Tuesday. Officials say he reported falling into a brook but was unhurt. The call was dropped before Willett could give any other details about where he was and where he had been. Deep snow made it difficult for Willett to try and hike back, but thankfully storms did let up, allowing searchers to look for him and locate him before it was too late. And also 2 hikers were trapped on an extremely steep hillside in Los Angeles last night. As you can see, that would be a very long fall. Take a look at your screen. This all happening in a popular park not far from Dodger Stadium. LA City firefighters were on the ground and also in the air using their rescue chopper to light up the scene for the rescuers rappelling down to try and get them. The fire department's urban search and rescue team pulled each hiker up the steep hillside to safety. Both were checked out and are expected to be okay. It is unclear how long they were stranded on that hillside until they were found.
We're learning new details this morning about the apparent suicide of ex-NFL star Aaron Hernandez. A report shows the former Patriot player wrote a reference to a Bible passage both on his forehead and in blood on the wall of his cell. It was a passage from John 3:16. Hernandez was serving a life sentence in the 2013 murder of his friend Odin Lloyd. Hernandez was found hanging from a bedsheet in his cell last month in Massachusetts.
Happening today, prosecutors in Pennsylvania will announce the results of a grand jury investigation into the death of a Penn State student who fell down steps during an alcohol-fueled pledge ceremony. District Attorney Stacey Parks Miller plans to disclose details this morning about events surrounding the February death of pledge Timothy Piazza. A court filing by prosecutors last week says charges are likely against several people for conduct surrounding the death of another person. Police have said hazing and excessive drinking at the Beta Theta Pi chapter may have contributed to the death of the 19-year-old sophomore engineering student. Authorities say help wasn't called for 12 hours. Piazza died 2 days after that fall.
The owner of the Pulse nightclub in Orlando is announcing the site will become a memorial and a museum to honor the 49 people who were killed there last year. The site will serve to educate future generations about the importance of tolerance. Barbara Poma began the nonprofit One Pulse to help raise money for the memorial. She says survivors and relatives and the Orlando community will all help make decisions about the design of the memorial.
Remember, we will not let hate win. We will heal together, and Pulse will always continue to be the heartbeat of Orlando.
The Pulse nightclub shooting was the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history and the nation's worst terror attack since 9/11. Trayvon Martin will receive an honorary college degree. Florida Memorial University will award him a posthumous bachelor's degree in aeronautical science. His parents will accept the degree on his behalf at the school's graduation next week. His mother is an alumni of the school. Martin was killed 5 years ago by George Zimmerman at the age of 17, so he will be graduating now from college. Zimmerman was acquitted of second-degree murder in that case.
A small change coming to the Stand Your Ground law is heading to Governor Scott's desk for approval. A new bill passed by the Senate makes it clear that residents don't have to be attacked before using force against someone threatening them in their own home. The bill removes the word attacked from the law and adds language allowing people in a place that they have a right to be to use force. However, they must have reasonable belief that they or others are in danger or death or great bodily harm. If approved, the change will go into effect in July.
The fight against opioid hits a roadblock in Tallahassee. The bill was aimed at creating harsher penalties for synthetic drug traffickers, but the House rejected it. Under the Senate bill, judges would be allowed to break from mandatory minimum sentences for certain fentanyl cases, but House members say not having minimum mandatory sentences defeats the purpose of the bill. It now heads back to the Senate to be reconsidered. More recess and fewer tests could be on the way for students here in Florida. We all missed out. The Senate voted unanimously for a bill that requires recess every day and also eliminates end-of-course exams in algebra and civics. If the bill becomes law, elementary schools would be required to set aside 20 minutes each day for free playtime. The bill would also push back testing dates. The bill now goes to the House for its consideration.
All this week, a few Suncoast kids have been donating their veggies to others in need. Kindergarteners through 4th graders at the Community Day School in Sarasota are harvesting their own vegetables to help hungry families in our area. The students grow local seasonal crops and then harvest their hard work every 2 weeks.
They decide what we plant, they decide when it's ready to be harvested, and they decide what we do with it when it's harvested. Usually, we'll snack a little. Our kids run a market garden here locally, but they vote and think it's very important, decide that we should be giving our yield to the food bank.
Half of Sarasota County students are on the free and reduced lunch program during the school year, and once school ends, the summer months can be a bit challenging.
Looking for some family fun this weekend? The Sarasota County Library is hosting Free Comic Book Day on Saturday, tomorrow. Every kid between 5 and 18 who visits any county library location will receive a free comic book. Starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. The event is part of the International Free Comic Book Day, an effort to get kids interested in comics and reading. In fact, each year Sarasota County Libraries partners with local comic book store The Dark Side, and each location's Friends of the Library organization will purchase the comic books that are then given to kids. More details at the county's website, sggov.net/library. Did you guys ever have any comic books?
Oh, sure.
I didn't. I was more of a Barbie player.
I'm not surprised. What kind did you have?
What were the name of them? They took the great novels and kind of turned them into comic books.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah, they were fun. They were good. They were, very accessible to kids.
You were doing that. I'm reading Archie's. So a little different.
Well, I still don't understand the difference between graphic novels and comic books. The lines kind of blur.
Okay, right.
Tell them about graphic novels during the break, would you?
Okay.
We have some showers in progress across the region, some of them fairly heavy, but there's clear skies right around the corner. We'll talk about it in a second.
All right, well, coming up, not every part of the Suncoast is easy to get to, especially when there's an emergency. So how does law enforcement reach places when others can't? We'll show you more from Northport.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
The official salon of ABC 7.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that. And with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. AND services.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at air temperatures outside that are still a little bit warm, a little bit muggy with a 66-degree dew point, but that dew point value is dropping. It's already dropping this morning, and it's going to continue to drop throughout the day. There is no way around it. We have a west-northwest wind, and that is going to shift to a more northwesterly wind. It's going to stay breezy, and that's going to draw down that drier air. 72 degrees, our air temperature. Not going to get much warmer than that, actually, for the entire day. Our temperatures are going to be kind of flat throughout the morning into the afternoon. Maybe we'll, at the maximum daytime heating, add on another 5 degrees, but really that's about it. A lot of cloud cover out there currently. That'll give way to some sunshine, and we do have some showers in progress around the region. Wauchula, Arcadia, Myakka coming in 73, 74. Closer to the coastline, 77 in Venice, 78 in Inglewood, 74 degrees in Venice. And in Parrish, you've got 73, in Lakewood Ranch, 75. Most of the western part of the country is quiet. Not much going on there. It's all happening on the eastern seaboard. This is a very slowly evolving pattern. So it's going to take a little while for this to move out of the way. The good news is this low pressure area, as it spins around, is really drawing down this drier air, and the frontal boundary will be moving away, even if the low pressure area attached to it takes a while to meander up toward the north and to the east. So a fair amount of rainfall, at times some heavy rainfall for parts of the mid-Atlantic on up through the northeast today. The frontal boundary across the state of Florida, though, will be rapidly moving away. A few remaining gasps of showers across the region, nothing terribly heavy out in the Gulf, but there's one line of moderately heavy rainfall moving toward Wauchula, Ona, Moffett, down toward Kinsley, moving toward the east. And then this line of showers from about Sarasota southward will be moving onshore with some light rainfall over the course of the next hour or so. Then really, I think that's about it. After that, the high pressure ridge builds in. Yeah, we'll get this strong wind off Gulf waters, and it may pick up 1 or 2 sprinkles under some of the clouds that'll be remaining. But the rapid clearing that'll take place this morning will leave us with mostly sunny afternoon skies and some very, very pleasant weather, except if you're a boater or a swimmer in the Gulf. Just be careful there, because small craft advisories are up through the day because of those gusty winds, and there is a heavy surf out there. So 76 degrees, our daytime temperature today, 77 tomorrow, full sunshine tomorrow, no doubt about it. Still a little breezy. Winds will subside on Sunday, and then we'll slowly warm it up and return the humidity as we get back into midweek next week. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, John. Taking a look at traffic in Manatee County this morning. State Road 70 heading northbound, seeing some congestion. Also, the Green Bridge as you head into downtown Bradenton, seeing a little bit of more cars on the roadway as we head into Sarasota County. Just our normal pickup throughout the area. Fruitville and Clark Road really seeing the most on our maps, as well as 41. And in Venice, it looks like some congestion on Business 41 throughout that area, but I-75 looking clear across the Suncoast and no accidents to report on this Friday.
In the latest edition of our Behind the Badge series, We ride with Northport Police, who have to cover some hard-to-reach territory in that city.
The Special Enforcement Team, or SET, is made up of highly trained officers who drive ATVs, bicycles, and four-wheelers. And as ABC7's Christopher Brantley shows us, their job can lead to some pretty unpredictable situations.
S-133 Northport 1050. It'll be on Yorkshire at the I-75 overpass. A red pickup truck towing a trailer, no visible 28. It's a boat trailer.
Our day with Sergeant Fred Myers of the Northport Special Enforcement Team began without a tag.
How come you don't have a tag on your trailer?
Sergeant Myers is the set leader. He doesn't normally pull people over for traffic stops, but just a few minutes earlier, we drove up on the man trying to back his boat into private property connected to a lake.
You know you can't be back there, right? No. It's all city-owned, bank-owned property.
This is what SET does, keeping an eye on the mostly abandoned parts of Northport, areas like this.
It's what the riders will call the civic hole. Really popular spot with the ATVs and the mud trucks. As you can see, there's trails and tracks and spots when we have rain, it gets bogged out.
So this area wasn't always a giant sand pit as it is now. It used to be full of grass and normal ground, but after years of people using vehicles out here that they're not supposed to, it turned into a giant sand pit. The area is prime for parties, and some have gotten out of hand.
We've had several stabbings, shootings. There's a lot of criminal activity that comes out of parties.
We were in a police Chevy Tahoe, but it could only go so far without getting stuck in soft sand. That's where the ATVs come in handy.
We're able to go in the woods and basically patrol where, our law enforcement vehicles can't go.
During our visit, we found the makings of an impending party.
These skids and these logs here, and they got their fixings for a first-class bonfire, so this is probably going to be a party spot come this upcoming weekend.
Northport sanitation staff later came and removed the firewood.
They're very, very good at talking to people.
The officers are hand-picked for their gift of gab. Talking to form relationships is a must.
They can look for specific challenges in the neighborhood and address those and not be worried about calls for service coming in.
Officer James Litherand is one of those bicycle officers.
When you're in a car, all they see is a vehicle go by. They'll wave, we'll wave back. That's about all the interaction we typically have. Being out here on a bicycle, I can communicate with a person, I can stop, talk to them, they can talk back.
That's exactly what Officer Litherand did, stopping to ask this resident if he had seen anything out of the ordinary. As for the driver of that truck and trailer, Sergeant Myers issued him a warning. After 16 years on the force, he said every day is an adventure.
Every time walking up to a vehicle on a stop, you just never know who you're going to encounter, and it's part of why we do the job, the unknown.
In Northport, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Well, if you'd like to see all of our reports on law enforcement agencies across the Suncoast, you can visit our website at mysuncoast.com for more Behind the Badge.
Later today, we go undercover with the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. The Special Investigations Unit handles everything from organized crime to human trafficking. But for the last 2 years, drugs have been a top priority. And these detectives will pose as regular citizens and try to catch dealers in the act.
Spies, if you will, of law enforcement. You're hiding in plain sight. People don't know what you, or they're not supposed to know what you do. You just kind of go about your day and do it a lot differently than the patrol guys.
Tonight on ABC 7 at 5, we'll also give you an exclusive look at a recent search warrant that led investigators to the arrest of a suspected drug dealer. Interesting behind-the-scenes stuff.
Certainly.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, allegations of abuse against a Pennsylvania school resource officer.
What students are saying after a video surfaces of another student being slammed to the ground. That's coming up next.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less. cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Florida Studio Theater presents Older Than Dirt, now playing in the Court Cabaret. Come celebrate the ups and downs of getting older. From joints popping to mirrors mocking, this show combines some of the funniest songs ever written for a witty and heartfelt 360-degree view of aging. Don't miss what critics are calling hilarious, incredibly creative, that has many laugh-out-loud moments. Older Than Dirt is now playing. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting FloridaStudioTheater.org.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
There's a whole new way to bank at Achieva Credit Union with Achieva Checking Plus. Get new unique features like full ID theft protection and online shopping rewards. Plus, it's an interest-bearing account, so you have a little extra for what really matters. Achieva Checking Plus isn't just an account for your money, it's for your life, including cell phone insurance. And that's good to know. Discover the plus at achievacu.com. Achieva, banking for good. Achieva Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
A little overcast, see some clouds moving right now across the horizon, and John says there are some parts of the area that are seeing some rain right now. Should clear out though later on and head toward a very nice weekend. Good timing. Welcome back, 6:26 right now.
More students at a Pennsylvania high school are coming forward with allegations of abuse after video surfaced of a student being slammed to the ground by a school officer.
Lindsay Davis tells us what the students are now saying.
In this morning's GMA First Look, this recently released surveillance video from a Pittsburgh high school last month shows 14-year-old Keyshawn Wade being questioned in a school office about a missing cell phone. There is a verbal exchange in the hallway, and then he's taken by Officer Steve Shallis into another room. Officer Shallis later emerges with an injury to his hand. Wade and his attorney say the officer punched him in the face, knocking out his front tooth.
I feel as if it shouldn't have happened. Didn't have to happen.
Ahmad Williams was sitting in the same school office back in 2015 after an alleged altercation with a teacher when he says the same school resource officer put the teen in a chokehold before slamming him to the ground.
The student's being disorderly. He's attempting to place him under the arrest, but the student is resisting.
And coming up at 7 o'clock, lawyers on both sides weigh in. With your GMA First Look, I'm Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
Hey, allergy muddlers, are you one sneeze away from being voted out of the carpool? Try Zyrtec. It starts working hard at hour 1 and works twice as hard when you take it again the next day. Stick with Zyrtec and muddle no more.
Why not give professional you the day off? Amateur you has got this. It's just an open house. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Bring out your best you with a refreshing taste of Tropicana.
Spring is on, so it's time to get started. But first things first, call True Green, America's #1 professional lawn care company. Millions of homeowners like you trust us to give them a lawn they can live on. Start your True Green lawn plan today for only $29.95.
Allergies can hold you back. Break through with Allegra 5-in-1 Relief. It starts working in 1 hour. Relief lasts 24 hours, and it's non-drowsy. Break through allergies with Allegra 5-in-1 Relief.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks
in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59, ceramic tile 99 cents, and 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents, but these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get 1 more free. Call today.
Whether a family member needs a little extra help around the house, assistance recovering from a hospital stay, or someone to check in on them throughout the week, Right at Home's in-home care is the answer. Your loved one deserves the right care, and now we need caregivers to help give the right care for the right reasons, the right way. At Right at Home, we're one of the only private home health agencies in this area with the opportunity to earn paid time off. If you're someone who loves helping people, take a look at our website and click on Jobs to join our team today.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, deadly flooding across the Midwest, but it's far from over as the death toll and the water continues to rise.
New details on a Venice elementary school will tell you who was responsible for a recent lockdown and what charges they're now facing.
And today is the deadline for Florida to finalize a new state budget. Will they decide in time? Next on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Overcast skies right now, some clouds moving across downtown Sarasota. Some of you might see some rain as you awaken on this 5th of May, also known as Cinco de Mayo. Friday could be a fun night for some folks. 6:32. Welcome back. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Let's check in with John Scalzi. John, I saw some sheet lightning as I was heading into work this morning. Is that common, or is that something we should expect throughout the rest of the day?
No, that's all you're going to see for a while. Okay. That lightning visible during the early morning hours is now pressed way further south and way further east, so that I think as the sun comes up a little bit, our tower cam is going to show some blue sky back behind those clouds. And so as we head into the morning and certainly the afternoon, you're going to see a lot more sunshine around here. We are headed for a beautiful day, really, just a little breezy. Let's go to the clouds, and you can see the clearing that's taking place pretty rapidly across the area as the frontal boundary is basically sitting over us. Yes, there are some showers in progress, particularly heavier ones around Wauchula and points toward the east, and also around Lido Key and down through Sarasota, Longboat Key, seeing a few showers moving into Sarasota. Those will all be ending soon, and we'll be left with an absolutely beautiful day as all of the inclement weather presses southward. We'll have that forecast for you in just a few.
All right, great timing for that. Thank you, John. Checking the roads right now, Manatee County. Nothing major to report. Some slowdowns around State Road 70, otherwise all clear. Farther south into Sarasota County, look at 41 building up from Bee Ridge toward downtown. as the 41-301 apex there in front of Publix. And farther south, nothing major in the South County area. 6:33 on your Friday morning, and topping our news this half hour, deadly flooding continues to sweep across parts of Arkansas and Missouri. In fact, at least 7 people have died in Arkansas and 5 in Missouri.
Some communities are beginning cleanup efforts while others wait for more rain expected this weekend. Mary Maloney has more details.
Parts of Missouri and Arkansas pounded and paralyzed by rain.
I can't explain it. It's just overwhelming.
Rushing water submerged homes, forcing the people inside to flee.
When you got kids and you lose your home, like a matter of hours, it's just devastating.
The downpours have become deadly, claiming lives in Missouri and Arkansas.
Our world just crashed, you know.
Many consider it a liquid blizzard as a snowplow pushes water off a road. Rivers are swollen, streets flooded, and bridges wiped out. The Missouri State Highway Patrol says flooding closed nearly 300 roads.
This is something that you don't normally see, I mean, for like years, you know, like 30, 40 years, something like that. And here we are again, you know, 18 months later, same type of flood.
Some water has started to recede and reveal damage, but more rain is forecasted to fall. People here can't help but wonder if this wet weather is something they should get used to.
Just scared, nervous. You know, it happened last year. We never expected really that to happen, and now we're seeing it again. You know, could it come next year and the years after that? You don't know.
I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
The Arkansas National Guard members have deployed to the northeast part of the state following that flooding. Levees are being breached in different parts of the Black River, with evacuations continuing today throughout the region. It is 6:35 this morning, and we're learning new details about the past of a white Texas police officer who fatally shot a black teenager in Texas.
It turns out there have been complaints about him in the past. Now, former officer Roy Oliver had faced a conduct complaint from the Dallas County District Attorney's Office. The complaint was about his behavior toward people in the office and in court. One instance points out a time when he was aggressive and used vulgar language. He was suspended 4 years ago for that. He is now being investigated for shooting and killing a 15-year-old named Jordan Edwards over the weekend. He has been fired from the department. In Manatee County, a man accused of killing his girlfriend's mother before they both left the area is scheduled for court this morning. Back in March, police say Roy Nichols killed Tricia Freeman, the mother of his girlfriend Carla Coiler. Police found the couple several states away, and they say they have since confessed to the murder. Coiler is being charged with accessory to murder, grand theft, and tampering with evidence. We'll have an update on this story today at noon. A man accused of robbing a Sarasota bank is now coming clean about other crimes. Sarasota County Sheriff deputies say that Avery Williams admitted to robbing at least half a dozen other banks throughout Florida, Alabama, and Georgia. Yesterday, they say he robbed the Florida Central Credit Union on Kettleman Road. Bank employees say he gave tellers a note and demanded cash. After he ran off, police found him, they say, in a neighborhood on Indianwood Way. A short time later, he was arrested. Williams lives near Tallahassee and has served prison time for robbery and drug charges.
New details this morning on an elementary school in Venice. Now, we first broke this story to you earlier this week. The couple behind a lockdown at that school has been identified. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies arrested Wesley Hudnall and Brandy Jo Neal. Both are from West Virginia. On Wednesday, the couple fled from deputies and trespassed on Taylor Ranch Elementary School. Deputies were first alerted to the suspects when they discovered their minivan was stolen. When they tried to pull them over, they took off. The van was later found on school property, and the couple was arrested.
Governor Scott is on day 3 of his 3-day swing through Florida to criticize lawmakers for some recent budget decisions. The governor is touring Florida, urging people to contact members of the legislature and tell them to next time set aside money for tourism and the economy. Yesterday, as you see, he stopped in Sarasota. That video's of Miami Beach, though. Scott has called on lawmakers to set aside $100 million for tourism marketing. He also wanted money for the state's Economic Development Agency to use as an incentive to lure businesses here.
We funded Visit Florida. We've gone from about 80 million tourists to last year we had almost 113 million tourists. We got to fund Visit Florida. We need $100 million in this budget. So I'm traveling the state saying, call your legislators. Let them know we need to get this money in the budget.
Yesterday was day 2 of Scott's 3-day tour across the state. He's expected to visit a total of 10 cities around Florida.
Time is winding down for Florida lawmakers to get the state's finances in order. Legislative leaders have until today to finalize a budget, and if it's not approved, the session could possibly extend to Monday. Top Republican legislative leaders say they have reached a deal on a new $83 billion budget, but some say it was crafted largely in secret. Florida law requires the budget be completely finished at least 72 hours before a final vote can be taken. Also in Tallahassee, lawmakers are on the verge of getting medical marijuana legislation passed. The Senate approved House Bill 1397. Under it, patients who suffer chronic pain related to one of 10 different qualifying conditions are allowed to receive either low THC cannabis or full-strength medical marijuana. It also allows for 17 more medical marijuana treatment centers by next July. The state medical marijuana amendment passed last November. State's rules must be in place by July and implemented by October.
A tax break for businesses with solar panels. Florida lawmakers have passed a bill that will give a renewable energy tax break to commercial and industrial properties with solar installations. It now goes to the governor's desk. If signed into law, businesses that install solar panels to their properties would not have to pay additional property taxes from the increased value of adding the devices. Well, yesterday, the topic at Tiger Bay was all about sports marketing and all that the Orioles do for the area. $89 million a year, they say, revenue impact on the area. Also, talk about the rowing parks impact on the area. So we had a chance to leave the studio and have lunch together at Michael's on East. There's an action shot. And we also had an action shot of how Jacqueline likes to approach a cupcake. And I thought this was noteworthy to get a picture of this with a fork.
There we go. That's a flattering picture if I've ever seen one.
Looks like with both hands. I'm not sure what.
I was not stuffing my face with one
Look that
and
way.
eating it the other way. I was actually, he caught me and I was trying to hide that I was eating a cupcake.
An oh my type look.
Yes.
You caught me.
Yes, you caught
Anyway,
me.
good time indeed at the monthly Tiger Bay luncheon.
Cute stuff.
Yeah.
We have a few showers around, but really just the last gasps of rainfall before we see some serious clearing leading to a gorgeous weekend. We'll detail that for you.
All right, looking forward to it. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, a singer speaks in court accusing a former manager of stealing millions of dollars.
We'll tell you who was victim to massive fraud and where that money is now. Coming up.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline. If you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death, you must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
When you've been in banking for a long time, it's easy to forget what it was like in the beginning. It took a lot of work and dedication for 7 teachers to start our credit union and create a foundation that we continue to build on today. At Achieva, we never lose sight of the values that have defined us for over 75 years. We know you need mobile banking and lightning-fast solutions, but sometimes you might just need a helping hand. Any bank can make a transaction, but it takes a little more to make a difference. And that's good to know. Achieva, banking for good.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Finish Upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Point has been falling this morning, an indication of the drier, beautiful weather shaping up for us over the weekend. Northwest wind now, not west-northwest, northwest wind coming in at about 15. The winds are going to be elevated today, no doubt about that. But with that northwesterly wind component drawing down that drier air, we'll watch that dew point value drop, boy, at least another 10 degrees, maybe 15 degrees before it's all said and done. That's going to lead to an absolutely gorgeous low humidity weekend. A little bit of cloud cover out there, yes, but behind the clouds, blue sky. And that blue sky will overtake the cloud as we head into the next couple of hours. 73, Wauchula 74, and Arcadia, Mayaca the same, 73, Lakewood Ranch, Parrish at 72, Bradenton comes in at 73, Sarasota comes in at 72, 75 in Venice, Inglewood comes in at 76, and 73 at Longboat Key. So the western part of the country looks pretty good. Back to the east, not so much. Big area of low pressure spinning around right here, lifting off to the north and to the east ever so slowly, producing a big rain shield from the mid-Atlantic all the way up through the Ohio Valley and into the northeast. Now, south of that, a trailing cold front carves its way right straight through our area currently, and it will be pressing southward and leading to some clearing taking place pretty quickly. Now, not complete clearing, not yet. Tomorrow will be a sunny day. Today, we still have that wind that'll come in off of the northwest, off of Gulf waters, and pick up a few clouds here and there. We'll have plenty of sunshine by afternoon, no doubt about it, but it will be mixed with a few fair weather clouds coming in off Gulf waters. Now, the rains that's left for us is not all that heavy. The heavy stuff now pushed well to the south, and that's where it will stay. For us, the heaviest of the weather really over by Wauchula, heading away from the coastline. We have some light rainfall on a line from about, Siesta Key, Lido Beach, Lower Longboat Key, all the way up through Lakewood Ranch. That continues to kind of fade away as we go through time. The low pressure area moves off to the north and the east. High pressure builds in. We get this strong wind out of the northeast. It'll be breezy today, and it will be gusty as well. Small craft advisories are up. Lake wind advisories are up for North Florida, and we're looking at some high surf advisories for our area as well. Morning clouds, you know, a possible shower. We got those in progress now. Maybe an isolated sprinkle during the late morning, but nothing more than that. Breezy, gusty winds, then watch the afternoon clearing. RPM Computer Futurecast shows the dry air filtering in, and Saturday we're left with mostly sunny, beautiful skies. We got some rain around over the last 24 hours. It helped the severe weather threat today along the mid-Atlantic. The rainfall that we got did indeed lower some of the fire danger indexes across our region. A lot of our area, which was under the either very high or high category, now in the moderate category. But it won't last long. With that drier air filtering in, I think we'll see those drought indexes start to rise again very quickly. Over the weekend, beautiful mid-70s, low humidity, plenty of sunshine, and the winds starting to subside a bit by Sunday. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, John. Taking a look at traffic throughout Manatee County, increasing as you head into downtown Bradenton. Also, State Road 70 and 301 seeing an increase in traffic. Really, that's what we're seeing on our maps in Manatee County as we head into Sarasota County. Some congestion on 41 as you head south. Other than that, Bee Ridge Road seeing some congestion towards 41. As we head into South County, pretty quiet, just the normal pickup along Business 41, and no accidents to report across the Suncoast on this Friday morning. And this hour's Health Smart, a new study may make parents think twice before handing their babies a cell phone.
Yeah, a study looked at kids from 6 months to 2 years of age. 1 in 5 little ones spend an average of half an hour a day using screens on phones. Well, guess what? Too much can be linked to expressive speech delay, also known as using sounds and words. A modern-day babysitter, the phone, right?
Yeah.
Entertainment news. Well, this isn't very entertaining at all. Alanis Morissette's former business manager is heading to prison for embezzling millions of dollars from her and others.
Jonathan Todd Schwartz admitted in federal court Wednesday that he stole nearly $5 million from the singer over a 4-year period. He also said he owed nearly $2 million to the IRS. He was sentenced to 6 years in federal prison on tax and wire fraud charges. Before that sentencing, the singer-songwriter addressed the court saying that he stole her money in a calculated and sinister manner. She and other victims have since been reimbursed through insurance or directly by Schwartz's former employer.
4 video games inducted into the World Video Game Hall of Fame. Yes, there is such a place. Donkey Kong, Halo Combat Evolved, Pokemon Red and Green, and Street Fighter 2 now boast a coveted spot in the 2017 class of inductees. Where is Ms. Pac-Man? They were announced Thursday at the Strong Museum of Play in Rochester, where the Hall of Fame was established back in 2015.
Who would have thought? Well, Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn are both honored with stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The longtime couple unveiled their stars together on Thursday. Russell has starred in dozens of movies, including The Thing, Tombstone, and more recently, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Hahn's film and career includes leading roles in Private Benjamin, The First Wives Club, and Overboard, which she co-starred with Russell in. She's returning to the big screen after a 15-year break to star in the new buddy comedy Snatched with Amy Schumer, which premieres next week. I'm sure that will be quite interesting.
Yeah, I've seen some funny previews there.
Yeah.
And she's agents. Still ahead, one legendary pilot is treated to a flight with a household name in aviation.
We'll tell you more on how the Thunderbirds hosted a national hero after this.
If you're trying to balance caring for your mother and being a mother to your children, we can help. It's what we do. Call Granny Nannies today.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
If you've ever had a bad night's sleep, call and price the new Craftmatic Legacy. It has so much more than other adjustables and still costs up to 50% less. Featuring a rising adjustable pillow rest to support your head, neck, and shoulders, bedside power plugs, under-bed night lights, and more. So call and price one today for less, up to 50% less than Tempur-Pedic, Sleep Number, and other adjustables.
You get so much more and it still costs less. You've got to see how little they cost.
Call 1-800-774-8103. That's 1-800-774-8103. Call now.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce.
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
Everyone loves a bright and cheerful smile. Not everyone can find the dental care they need and can afford. Now there's a place nearby where anyone can receive professional quality dental care at an affordable cost. The LECOM School of Dental Medicine in Lakewood Ranch is now accepting patients. You will receive your care in comfortable, state-of-the-art treatment rooms. To schedule your appointment, please call the LECOM Dental Group practices, 941-405-1600. We will be happy to see you smiling again.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Florida Studio Theater presents Older Than Dirt, now playing in the Court Cabaret. Come celebrate the ups and downs of getting older. From joints popping to mirrors mocking, this show combines some of the funniest songs ever written for a witty and heartfelt 360-degree view of aging. Don't miss what critics are calling hilarious, incredibly creative, that has many laugh-out-loud moments. Older Than Dirt is now playing. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org. There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
My dad is my hero, and I wanted to give him a chance to live life and be happy. Granny Nannies has been a huge help. It has contributed to the health and happiness of my dad, for sure.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Not your usual bump back shot. That is not the Rosemary District. Pretty shot of the Capitol. A little overcast there on this Friday morning. Busy place, of course. Yesterday the House did pass the president's plan to repeal Obamacare, and that plan now goes across the building to the Senate, where they'll pick up the plan in a few weeks. It'll be hotly debated over the next few weeks as well. 6:54. Yeah?
Lots of discussion out there over the next couple days.
That's right. Let's check the headlines making news this morning. A hearing is set for this morning in Manatee County for a man accused of killing his girlfriend's mother. Police say Roy Nichols killed Tricia Freeman of Manatee County back in March. The couple then left the area and were found several states away. Now, Freeman's daughter, Kayla Coiler, is charged with accessory to her mother's murder, grand theft, and tampering with evidence.
The deaths of 9 people are being blamed on floods and flash floods across the Midwest. The heavy rain is also causing rivers like the Mississippi to crest over.
And as we just mentioned, the president's new health care bill passes the House. Next is the Senate. The fate is uncertain. It'll be picked up in a few weeks in the full Senate.
All right, taking a look at traffic this morning. State Road 70 seeing some congestion in both directions. Other than that, really not a whole lot going on in Manatee County. In Sarasota County, pretty quiet as well. Bee Ridge seeing the most congestion. In South County, pretty quiet throughout your morning commute. Looks like some congestion on Business 41. But other than that, pretty breezy commute on your Friday morning, John.
Moderate rain inland, light rain near the coast ends this morning. Clearing takes place, drier air moves in, and temperatures moderate. It is a beautiful weekend that we have in store.
All right, well, Captain Sully Sullenberger went for a ride he will never forget. Sullenberger got the chance to fly with the world-famous Thunderbirds on Thursday at Travis Air Force Base in California. He actually flew the F-4 Phantom during the Vietnam War and said he could really appreciate what the F-16s can do. You'll recall Sullenberger became a household name after he guided a commercial airliner to a safe landing on the Hudson River back in 2009. All passengers and crew got off safely, with Captain Sully being proclaimed an American hero.
Yeah, I just saw that movie, Sullenberger, by Tom Hanks.
It's good. It's a good movie.
Enjoy your Friday. Be safe on the Cinco de Mayo.
Yep. Have a great weekend. Stick around. Good Morning America coming up.